The internet is a graveyard of abandoned channels. Creators burn out, find new hobbies, or simply move on, leaving their digital homes to gather dust. Their last video, a silent, unintended tombstone. But what if a creator didn't just fade away? What if they vanished, but left behind a trail of breadcrumbs, a series of cryptic clues hidden in every single video? This is a story about one of the internet's most enduring and haunting mysteries. It's the story of a popular YouTuber who turned his channel into a complex, interactive puzzle. A puzzle that his fans were dedicated to solving. But the game took a dark turn, and the final clue was the creator's own disappearance. Thousands of fans worked together to find, decipher, and connect the clues. They called it the Echo Arg, the alternate reality game. It was a thrilling, interactive experience. The game was escalating. It was no longer just about finding symbols. It was about solving a story that seemed to be unfolding in real time. The community was hooked. They believed they were on the verge of a huge reveal. They had no idea how right they were. It was strained, breathless, and filled with genuine fear. He spoke only a few lines. He said, "You all wanted to find the center of the maze. Thank you for playing. But the game is over. I found it. Or, it found me." He revealed Echo's real name, Alex Sullivan, a quiet 24-year-old man who lived alone. A missing person report was filed. The game was now terrifyingly real. They found an old, abandoned hunting cabin deep in the woods. Inside, there was a single chair, a laptop, and on the wall, painted in black, was the familiar symbol of the Ouroboros. But there was no sign of Alex Sullivan. No sign of a struggle. Nothing. He had simply vanished. The community felt they were part of a story that Echo was telling. There was no physical evidence to go on, just a mountain of digital riddles. Was the ARG a cover for a real investigation he was doing? Did he stumble upon a real crime or a conspiracy and get too close to the truth? Or, as some believe, was this the final, ultimate piece of performance art? The police were at a dead end. To this day, Alex Sullivan remains a missing person. His channel, Static Echoes, is now a digital mausoleum, frozen in time. With millions of views on its final, terrifying video. They compiled years of their research, every clue, every decoded message, every theory into a massive document, and gave it to the bewildered local police department. The detectives were faced with a case that was almost entirely contained within a cryptic, fictional world they didn't understand. There are some doors you are not supposed to open. Don't come looking. The video then cut to static and ended. That was the last time anyone ever heard from him. The story of Echo is a uniquely modern ghost story. It's a chilling reminder that behind every avatar, every username, is a real person. And sometimes, the line between the game and reality can blur and then disappear completely. This is the story of the channel Static Echoes, and the man who called himself Echo. The coordinates found in one video would lead to the location of the next. The whispered phrases, when pieced together, spoke of a man not just exploring, but searching for something, or someone. The tone shifted from melancholic exploration to a quiet, paranoid hunt. A small, strange symbol, an Ouroboros, intersected by a straight line, would be briefly visible, drawn in the dust on a window or faintly carved into a wall. But then the clues became more deliberate. The symbol appeared in every video. The whispers became clearer, forming fragmented sentences. The video was simply titled with a string of random numbers. It was less than a minute long. The screen was almost entirely black. The only visual was the faint, pulsating glow of what looked like a computer monitor in a dark room. A sequence of numbers would be briefly seen on a license plate of a rusted car. This was not an accident. It was a game. In an exploration of an abandoned asylum, a book in the library was left open to a specific, cryptic passage. They worked frantically to decode the numbers in the title, which they soon discovered were a set of GPS coordinates pointing to a remote, wooded area just outside of town. They expected another video, another clue. But days turned into a week. Then two. The silence from the channel was deafening. In another video, if you amplified the audio, you could hear a faint whisper buried beneath the sound of the wind. The Static Echoes channel appeared in the late 2010s. It was part of the Urban Exploration, or Urbex, community. The premise was simple. His narration was sparse but poetic. The channel quickly gained a dedicated following. People were drawn to the eerie visuals and Echoes' soothing, anonymous presence. For the first year, it was just that, a high-quality Urbex channel. But then, the dedicated fans started to notice things. The host, a man with a calm, almost hypnotic voice known only as Echo, would explore abandoned places, decaying hospitals, forgotten amusement parks, derelict factories. His videos were beautiful, atmospheric, and deeply melancholic. He treated the locations with a kind of reverence, not as spooky novelties, but as monuments to forgotten history. It began subtly. At first, these were dismissed as coincidences or just part of the channel's creepy aesthetic. A subreddit and a Discord server were created, and a massive collaborative effort began. As they pieced the clues together, a disturbing narrative began to emerge. The clues suggested Echo was following the trail of a historical mystery, a secret society from the town where he lived. On October 31, 2022, the final video was uploaded. It was completely different from the others. It wasn't an exploration. There was no music, no ambient sound, just Echo's voice. But it was no longer calm and poetic. He took a ragged breath, and his final words were clear and chilling. At first, the community thought this was the final, dramatic chapter of the ARG. A real-world friend of the creator, known only by his online handle, finally went to the police. The online community mobilized. Following the community's work, they went to the coordinates from the final video. The case went cold almost immediately. The community that once hunted for his clues now hunts for answers about his fate. The theories are endless. Did he stage the most elaborate disappearance in internet history, leaving behind a permanent mystery as his legacy? We will likely never know.